Tonight, the head of the Metro School Board is defending the hefty pay and perks for the district's new leaders. That follows questions first raised by News Channel 5 Investigates. Anna Shepard sat down for some tough questions from our chief investigative reporter, Phil Williams.
Roy, principals and teachers have already been warned that the district's new bosses plan to take a close look at spending inside the schools. But we wanted to know who's watching the bosses.
Mr. Henson's going to be working with our staff and the mayor's staff to actually look specifically at where are we spending our money.
We wanted to talk to new schools director Dr. Sean Joseph about how he's been spending your money.
I think that Dr. Joseph actually has hit the ground running.
Instead, the district gave a school board chair Anna Shepard. You're not the one who gets paid almost $300,000 a year to run the system. Why is he not sitting in this chair?
I don't know what Dr. Joseph's schedule is.
Under Joseph's contract, the district agreed to provide him with a full-size automobile buying this new $55,000 Tahoe. But we discovered Joseph also pulled a veteran employee to chauffeur him and members of his team around the district. Has any other director ever had a driver?
Not to my knowledge.
Metro Schools says the driver helps Joseph to maximize his time, allowing him to work on the road between appointments. That driver, a senior mechanic from the school bus garage, makes $46,000 a year. We wanted to know if that's the best use of a mechanic.
You know, I don't know. I don't do the schedules for the transportation department, so I don't know if there is, in fact, not a need for him.
So you're not sure whether this is a good idea or not?
Oh, I think it's a great idea.
What's exciting here in Nashville.
Our investigation also discovered that Joseph brought in a leadership team paying them a record $185,000 salary with the option of cashing out vacation days, potentially boosting their pay to $196,000. That's far more than Nashville's mayor makes, and Shepard says she approves.
If he thinks that that's what he needs to make sure that our children have a world-class education, then yes, absolutely.
Would any amount be too much in your mind?
I'm not in HR, so I really couldn't answer that.
On top of that, Joseph's top lieutenants like Chief Academic Officer Monique Felder also get vehicles, in her case a Chevy Tahoe, to take home every night. You also pay for their gas. Is that consistent with the district policy?
I really don't know what the district policy is.
In fact, longstanding district policy states take-home cars are limited to, quote, employees whose job responsibilities require that they be on call at all hours, which is why Felder's predecessor, Jay Steele, who got paid $25,000 less, drove his own car to and from work. Why would she need to be on call at all hours?
You know, you never know what's going to happen in a school district with 88,000 students.
But her main job is curriculum, correct?
Right, and so she visits the schools.
But why would she need to respond in the middle of the night for a curriculum issue?
I'm not saying that she would have to respond in the middle of the night. It's just a policy that they're allowed that.
Because we don't have a dollar to waste. So we'll be looking at that closely.
While Joseph prepares to cut other parts of the school budget, some teachers privately question whether the money he spent on salaries and take-home cars might mean less money for programs that affect children. Shepard has no such questions.
I think that Dr. Joseph needs to do whatever he needs to do to make sure that we are successful. And if that's what, you know, in his infinite wisdom, if that's what he thinks he needs, then he, you know, has full reign to do that. Now, we should point out that one of Dr. Joseph's new leaders, Chief of Staff Jana Carlisle, was provided a brand new Chrysler 200 when she was recently hired. But unlike the others, the district says she has decided that she'll leave it parked at the central office unless she really needs it. Of course, we'll keep watching. Rory?
Phil, thanks. And while teachers have been told there's a freeze on their travel, Phil has new details tomorrow at 6 about what the bosses have been doing at your expense. You can send us your tips. The email address is investigate@newschannel5.com or give us a call at 615-244-NEWS.